good to go live. There we go. I'm live. Hello, my friends. Welcome to our weekly community chat here on the YouTube channel with the collective brain of makeup awesomeness in the house. Thank you so much for being here. As you could see probably last week, I've got a new setup, so you'll have to let me know what you think of the new setup. If the sound is too loud, if it's too, I don't know, anything, let me know. So today, I thought we would talk about James Charles's backside for a very short period of time. But really, the behind, that was bad, why people choose to get ahead of the drama by maybe creating more drama for themselves. The human condition of that. I thought that was something interesting we'd talk about. And also about, we've been talking about in What's Up in Makeup and in chat about how the makeup industry is so oversaturated, and brands like Anastasia Beverly Hills are starting to release a ton of new releases back to back to back to back. Why are they doing this? Why does ColourPop do this? Why do all these brands do this, release all these releases, and everybody's getting so overwhelmed? What's the logic behind it? What do we think about it? I wanted to talk about that as well. I did do my makeup already because I was getting a lot of feedback about my voice going into the mic, and when I turn away to do my makeup, how it messes up the sound, especially if people wearing headphones. So we're trying something new today. Let me know what you think of that, of just not doing the getting ready with me and just having a conversation. So before we get into the full conversation, let's go ahead and say hello to the people that are here live in the collective brain of makeup awesomeness. We have Crystal in the house. Good morning to you. Good morning to Illuminating Wings. Rhonda, hello to you. Hello, Valerie. I'm happy that you're here early. So good to see you. Leslie, good morning to you. Jessica, the weather is beautiful out. We've got about like 65 degrees when I woke up this morning. It's like, what? So nice, so nice. And I am on a natural deodorant journey right now. Just kind of experimenting with that, seeing how that goes, seeing what the deal is with that. Probably a video coming on that at some point. My armpits and my family appreciate the nicer, lighter, less hot weather because they don't have to smell me as much. But we're working on that. That's a thing. Let's see. Kelsey, good morning to you. Kay, and I'm just going to call you Kay. Good morning, because I don't want to butcher your last name. Kelly, good morning. Quirky Beauty, good morning to you. And April, good morning to you. Oh, and Valerie, Julie, good morning to you in Texas. All right. Valerie mentioned that we do have slow mode on now. I've made it so you can only comment every 20 seconds. We're going to see how that goes. If I need to bump it up to make it, you can only comment every 30 or 50 or 60 seconds. We'll talk about that, if we need to. So let's talk about James Charles's behind. Okay, so what happened was that there's a group of people that seems to be targeting larger Twitter users, and they are hacking into accounts. So for example, Shane Dawson, they got Shane Dawson. It usually takes about 20 minutes for people to get their accounts back. They got Shane Dawson, posted some anti-Semitic stuff, some terrible things on Shane Dawson's, and just him trying to pick fights with Keemstar, and all these different, they posted all this stuff. Shane got his account back, all is well. They hit Brother Nature. If you know Brother Nature, he posts a lot of animal videos. I guess he works at like a zoo or something. He works with a bunch of animals, and he's he dances with them and stuff. It's very cute. And then they got him. I forget what they put on his, and they got James. And I don't follow James anymore, as you know, because we had I just decided I didn't want to follow him anymore. So I'm not. So I didn't know what happened until James Charles was trending on Twitter. I'm like, why is James trending? What happened now? So of course, curiosity killed the cat and also killed my eyeballs. No, so he said basically that they were threatening him with exposing his nudes. And he said, this is the only nude that I have. And it's a side shot of him in his bathroom, and he's nude, and he's got his bum out. So, I get the logic. If you're going to expose me, I'm not going to let you do that. I'm going to expose myself first. I mean, it's nothing we didn't see with the Coachella outfit. You know, if you saw his outfit he wore to Coachella, it was a G-string situation and both cheeks were hanging out. We saw more in the Coachella outfit than we saw in that picture. So I don't know, like, I mean, it's hard to say what somebody's motivation was for something. I mean, if we take it at face value that he was exposing it before other people could expose it, or was it just something that he did because he liked the picture and he wanted a reason to show it? My issue is that he does have a lot of very young followers. So is that the best role model? I mean, I think we're learning that we probably, if we have young, impressionable kids, you know, I'm talking, you know, 8, 9, 10, 11-year-olds who look up to James, he may not be the best role model for that. He may not be. That's my thought as a parent of an 11-year-old. I definitely would rather. She follows Wenji right now. She's really into Wenji, and Wenji wears a, you know, unicorn hoodie and comments on things. So it's like, you know, you have to let me know. Everything I've seen from Wenji has been good, and I like that more. My son loves Dan TDM. I adore him. I think he's fantastic. So if my kids were watching James, I would probably encourage them not to, because I just don't know what he's going to do next. And I feel like it's one of those things where I don't feel like I trust him with my kids' eyeballs, if that makes sense. But thankfully they're not really, you know, interested in what he has to say. So let's see what the computer has to say, the live chat has to say. Natalie, one of our fabulous team members, she says, why is a teenage boy taking nudes in the first place? That's what I want to know. I think that it's just unfortunately part of the culture of this generation. Is it something they do, and I think that they're not realizing the reality of it. I mean, there isn't a single one of those things that exists of me. I took some when I was using the Brazilian bum cream, the boom boom cream, I took some photos of the side of my rear end for like stretch mark and like cellulite purposes. So I took some before and afters for myself only. Those have now been deleted off of my phone. But other than that, that's about as far as I've ever gone with that, because you don't want things in a digital space that you don't want the entire world to see. It's just not a good idea. I get that it's part of the younger generation's culture, and maybe I'm just being an old lady about it, but I think that it's a terrible idea. And I think it's just about being aware of the world around you. And I don't know. I mean, I don't get it. And I hate being the like crotchety old lady, like, these kids today and their nudes, you know, like I don't like being like that, but it's like, you know, I don't know. Hi, Gigi. Gigi says, oh, I lost Gigi. What happened to Gigi? I lost Gigi. I was going to talk to Gigi, and then I lost Gigi's comment. Oh, there she is. So he says he was hacked, but folks don't believe it. No, he was definitely hacked, because it's the same people that are claiming, you know, that claimed, you know, Shane and Brother Nature and all the other people. I heard Ellen was hacked as well. I don't know if it was the same people. But he was definitely hacked. It's just, what was the motivation of releasing the photo of the side of his backside? Was it because he was being blackmailed? But the thing is it didn't show anything we haven't already seen from Coachella that he was walking around in public wearing. So I don't see what was necessary of releasing that photo other than to be trending. You know, I personally don't see why it was released. I mean, he could have had those legit intentions. I don't know. I mean, there's no way to know this stuff. It's just straight speculation. So, Julie says private parts should be private. I think so too. And I think that, you know, because once you put that stuff out there, you can't take it back. That's the thing, is anything you say on the internet, you can't take it back. Joe Honeyman says, Wenji and Dan TDM are fabulous. My 10-year-old likes to watch Dan's videos. I wouldn't be happy if my kids were watching James Charles, but not because of nudity. It's because he's not a nice person. Fair enough. Michael says, I like to believe it's just to get ahead of it. Bella Thorne did the same thing. When someone threatened to release her nude photo, she released it before they could. Yeah, I mean, but it wasn't really even, it didn't show. That's the thing, is it's like, it wasn't even really necessary. You know, if you think about it, it wasn't necessary because it wasn't even really like anything scandalous that hasn't been seen. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. It's just a but though, Michaela. I know it's just a but. I'm with you. So as far as getting ahead of drama, like I totally get that. Like I get that. Like I've done that before where I've said, well, have I done that? Now that I'm thinking about it, maybe I haven't. But I would. But I don't have anything that anybody would expose me for. I'm like such a loudmouth about myself. Like I just tell you guys stuff. Like there's nothing, like there's things I haven't told you yet that I'm working on that some people may have a hint about. But it's just more of like, I haven't told you yet. It's not like I'm not going to tell you. But I'm just not ready to say something yet. But I got exciting things in the pipeline. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. I get being ahead of things, but also like, I don't think it was necessary. That's my opinion. Stacy says, I think he should have just said someone is blackmailing me and threatening to show my buns. You've already seen it, so go for it. Hackers definitely not necessarily do it to himself. I mean, if you look at the photo, he looks like looks cute. Like it's not like it's like a, like if people are putting the box over top of the nether regions. It's not a bad photo. Like it's a posed photo. Like it's not like it was taken on a whim. You know, it looks. Tab says, look at me, my butt is trending. I know, it's so weird. Such a weird thing. So anyway, let's go ahead and switch topics. Yeah, Jenny says, I still want to hear the Lime Crime story. If somebody else wasn't involved, I would tell you the Lime Crime story, but I can't because it messes with somebody else, and that's not my story to tell. Maybe one day I'll convince that person to let me tell the story, but for now, just know I am not a fan of the brand in its current incarnation. Not a fan at all. So yeah, sorry. I every time somebody brings it up, I feel so bad. Just Okay, so anyway, the other thing I wanted to talk about, switching topics, is the new releases. How, ColourPop's been doing it forever, just constantly pumping out the new releases, constant. Like, it's like palette after palette after palette after palette, and it's like, why? Why are you releasing so many things? And Norvina, actually, if you watched What's Up in Makeup today, and if you got all the way to late breaks, we did an update, and it was really insightful. Norvina posted some things on Twitter that I thought were really, really interesting. She was saying that, first of all, let me rewind. So it was all in What's Up in Makeup today if you had a chance to watch it, but it just went live, so you may not have. Kevin James Bennett, who is a friend of the show, he's Emmy Award-winning makeup artist, amazing guy, sick, smart, kind of a loudmouth. I love him for it. He was saying how Anastasia Beverly Hills has a lot of investors, and there was news on that we reported on in What's Up in Makeup about the investors for ABH, and they got, millions and millions or billions of, lots of money in investment because they're trying to grow the company. Kevin had a theory that the investors were pushing her to push out more and more and more and more and more product. And Norvina basically confirmed that on Twitter. You can see it all in What's Up in Makeup. So she was basically saying, that, pushing out new releases keeps eyes on the company, and it also gives people more options of what they want to buy. So let's say the Jackie Aina palette wasn't for you. Like, that's not something you want to buy. Well, maybe you want Norvina 1. Maybe you want soft glam. Maybe you want, whatever. Like, maybe you need a foundation. Maybe you need, whatever. Like, they're just pumping out these new releases because if they don't get you on this one, maybe they'll get you on this one. And that's why they're releasing them so fast, because they're not thinking about the people that collect makeup like some people do. They're not thinking about people that just want every ABH release. It can't be like that anymore. Like, I feel bad for the people that said they were going to collect ColourPop from the jump. It's like, I hope you quit. I hope for your wallet's sake you quit. At least it's not that expensive, but the releases are just insane, and I don't think that they're taking that into consideration, the people that were trying to collect Anastasia Beverly Hills palettes. Zaddy Doll, ABH has $3 billion in investments. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. So that's one of the reasons why. And the other thing is, she was saying that she knows that, if you're a makeup artist, you're going to base your kit based on what your clients like. And Norvina One is probably not going to be something that a makeup artist is going to pick for bridal makeup. It's probably going to be someone that does, avant-garde looks, artistic looks, maybe magazine shoots, like stuff like that, or like artistic stuff, or maybe they're making prints. That maybe they would buy Norvina One. It's not like, or people that love Instagram looks. I mean, it's going to be a very Instagrammable palette. If you haven't seen it, I need to figure out, there is a way for me to insert photos into live stream. I haven't figured that out yet, but I cannot wait till I can. But if you've seen the photos of it, it's very, very bright, bold, and it's going to be very Instagrammable, and it's probably already out there. I haven't really looked much, but it's so bright and so bold, and the Instagrammers are going to sell it. Those people she sent to NPR are going to sell it for her. So we'll see. We'll see what happens, but I don't think that overall it's great for makeup as an industry, pumping out the new releases like that. It just makes people exhausted. And, at this point, I would love to do a poll on my Twitter about, how much makeup do you think you have? Like, do you think you have, and you can tell me in the comments, you can tell me in the chat. Oh, that's my dog. Somebody must be at the door. My husband will take care of it. So do you think you have too much makeup? You have just the right amount of makeup? You're kind of shopping for a little bit of makeup? You really need to beef up your collection, or you're just not interested, or you have very little makeup and you are looking to like stock up. Like, where do you feel like you are? I know, because based on what I do for a living, I'm oversaturated. I'm done. Like, I don't want anything else for me to use personally. And I've been there for a while. I've been there for a solid year where I don't want anything new that's coming out. I'm only getting things because it's part of my job. And if I didn't have this as a job, I wouldn't be purchasing anything right now. And I feel like there's a lot of people out there that have been, purchasing, every Too Faced holiday release and are just done. Like, you just don't need anymore. Like, you just don't need it. And that's why there's a dip in the market, is we just don't need it all anymore. You know what I'm saying? All right, let's see what the community's saying. Shelby has too much. I'm going to say Breed's side. Sorry if I got that wrong. I just got rid of 80% of my makeup because I had way too much. And it's like, why are we doing this? And I'm in the same place where it's like, you're decluttering things or giving things away before, just so that they can have a good home, so they don't expire. It's like, but we spent money on that. That's our money that we could have spent on something else. We could have probably taken a trip to Tahiti with some of the money that we've been. I just threw Tahiti out of my head. Watch there be some drama in Tahiti that I didn't know about. But like, we're spending all this money, and then we're just like, oh, well, I don't really need this anymore, and then giving it away. Like, are we in this place? Like, is that where we are? Debbie Green, I have way too much makeup, but it's my passion. Yes. And if it brings you joy, I think that people should do what brings them joy. It's kind of like people collect things. Some people collect, cars, like the little mini, die cut cars. I think they're called die cut cars. I'm not into it. Some people collect baseball, memorabilia. Some people collect the pop, figurines. I mean, everybody's got their thing that they, not everybody, but a lot of people have their things that they collect. And if you collect makeup because you love it, totally do it, because it's bringing you joy. But if you're buying something because it's the next big thing, and that when you get it, you're going to use it 3 times and then give it away, and then you're going to feel upset about it, it's like, that's not bringing you joy anymore. It's bringing you extra stress, and you could have spent your money on something else, You know what I'm saying? And I'm not trying to be preachy here. Please don't think I'm trying to be preachy. I'm just telling you like what I'm thinking in my head, and you do you. Like, do you. I'm just trying to have a conversation. So Bailey says, I'm in the process of decluttering and a low buy because I have way too much and I'm about to move. Yeah. And I can't even imagine having to move with the amount of product that I have. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. P Makeup and More. I do believe she has a YouTube channel. I don't jump on every release, even though I have my own beauty channel. Yes, she does. Because I only buy what I'm interested in and things I'm going to use. So for a beauty channel, I have much less than most, yeah. And I think that's really smart. And one person I really admire with the way she keeps a hold of her collection is Jessica Braun over at Jam Beauty 89. She's really good at decluttering and getting rid of things, and I definitely admire that about her. I'm definitely not as good at that as she is. It's something to aspire to. Alexia, we all have so much makeup, and there are so many releases that nothing is a staple anymore, and there are no new cult favorites lately. And I think that's an excellent point, Alexia. Absolutely. I mean, I think that, we talked about it in What's Up in Makeup today, not to keep saying it, but we did. But, what's the next big thing? Like, we had highlighters. I remember when highlighters, like, people were just starting to use highlighters, is because nobody was really using highlighters in their routine except for professional makeup artists or, people that did it for an artsy way. Like, highlighters hit the masses and people were like, oh my gosh. And then it became a thing everybody does. And contour was a big thing for a while, but now everybody's highlighting and contouring. We had glitter on the lids, that's a thing. We did glitter on the lips for a while. We had the matte lip trend. Then we went to the lip gloss trend. And it's like, what else can we do to our faces? Like, what else can we do? What else could possibly be new? I mean, right now the duochrome shadows are really, really big, or, multi-chrome shadows. But the problem with multi-chrome shadows is that, let's say it switches from purple to blue to green. Okay. So what else do I do with my eyes? How do I match that? How do I put any other colors with it? Unless you're doing a one and done eyeshadow look, it's kind of hard to do a multi-chrome look and have it match what you're wearing that day. Like, I'm doing this whole purple thing because I got my purple shirt on and I like to be matchy-matchy. But you're wearing a multi-chrome, unless you're wearing a rainbow shirt, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's harder to work with a multi-chrome when you think about it practically. I mean, they're absolutely beautiful in swatches, but like, practically, how are we using multi-chromes? I don't really see a lot of multi-chromes being used for reals. Zaddy Doll says, I wanted the youthful look to return. And I kind of agree with you. Like, I think it looks, that the glass skin, I think, was something that people were trying to have be a thing. And I like that look. I think it's beautiful. The Brace Side says, Hunger Games style makeup is next. You would think. I mean, there's like the pancake, flat, very, very white, almost clown look. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not digging on that for me personally, but you do you. Vero says black clothes with multi-chrome. Yeah, sure. That makes sense. Noted. Tanisha, exactly. I don't buy multi-chromes because I don't understand how to use them. Yeah. And I think that we would need somebody like X Sparkage. If you don't know Leisha over at X Sparkage, I think she's the one that could explain it to us. And we make Marlena come back on how to use multi-chromes. Like, it's crazy. Yeah, Sahar says, what is sad is companies being cruelty-free, but they're not cruelty-free to the environment. I mean, that's a multi-layered question. I mean, you think, I was walking in the grocery store yesterday and looking, and not yesterday, I don't know, very recently. The last time I was at the grocery store, and I was looking and I was like, there is an S ton of plastic just everywhere. Look at how much, and this is one grocery store out of all the grocery stores in the United States. Look at how much trash is just all over the place. It's like, oh my gosh. It was like overwhelming for a second. Like all of this is going to end up in landfill. Like 2% of this is actually going to get recycled. Like, I just made that number up, but still. And the beauty industry is guilty of it as well. Absolutely. So there really wasn't much going on as far as like drama going on right now. I know there's stuff going on with Rich Lux and Luscious Mascara. I don't know anything about that, so I can't talk about that. But there really wasn't a whole lot going on with, commentary wise as far as what's going on. So whatever y'all want to talk about, we can definitely talk about. I love my coffee. It's really good. Okay, here we go. So Kiki's Heart, 23. The everyday consumer just does not use that kind of makeup. Brands push what younger generation wants, but are having a hard time in going that route. And I think part of it too is that, you know, when you release something like, for example, the new Catrice collection. Do I have it right here? Yeah. Okay. So this is, oh, is it still in here? No, what? I put it in my giveaway box. Hold on a second. Let me go get it because I want to show you what's this. This is a point. Hold on a second. Okay, so the new Catrice collection with an influencer named Iman, who I'm not familiar with. So, you know, people are saying, you know, like these bold looks, right? Not everybody wears these bold looks. But when they come out with something that's more natural, it's like boring the house. And this is one of them, okay? So we've got like the cheeky blush palette, okay? This, to me, like, I feel like I haven't swatched this because I'm going to give it away eventually, which I need to do more giveaways because I have a bunch of stuff I want to give away. I don't see this as being shades that I would personally like. This doesn't look attractive to me. I feel like this would look really good on a medium skin tone. I don't feel like this is going to look good on me. In contrast, where's the eyeshadow palette? Okay, so here's the eyeshadow palette. Like, I feel like this could look good on anybody. Like, anybody be able to use this. But how many times have we seen this palette? How many times? Like 152. Like, I remember seeing something exactly like this from, what's the Target brush brand? Sonia Kashuk. I remember seeing a palette like this from Sonia Kashuk, like 3 years ago, something like that. I mean, how many times has this been done? Like 152 at least, bare minimum. Okay, here's the highlight palette. How many times has this been done? Like, okay, the only thing that I think is interesting is the Catrice and Iman is the blush palette, which is relatively unique. But I really do feel like e.l.f. has something just like this. e.l.f. Yes, e.l.f. has something that almost looks exactly like this, like the deeper, like this selection. Doesn't this look exactly like an e.l.f. blush palette? Am I going crazy? So my point is that, you know, we these bold looks and all this stuff, like the reason why I think that makeup companies are going with these bold products is because this is boring. Like, this is boring the house. And yes, Rich Lux, this is boring the house. Like, really? So that's the way that I kind of feel about it. And it's like, Elle says Iman like David Bowie's wife. No, not that Iman. This is an Iman with an E. E-M-A-N. And I have the PR package here so I can show you what she looks like. This was the wasteful PR packaging. I might be able to actually recycle this because there's a lot of, actually I think I can because it's not a glossy cardboard. This is gonna have to go to landfill though, this puffy stuff. But hopefully you can see, I can't really see, but that's what she looks like. I'm not familiar with her. Yeah, okay, so Chris says the same thing. It's like the e.l.f. palette for like the medium to deeper skin tones. That's what I was thinking. And Natalie says Revolution Pro has a blush quads just like that too. That's what I'm saying. So anyway, that's Iman. Isn't she beautiful? Absolutely beautiful. And I can see that blush palette looking beautiful on her. And I don't get me wrong. Like, I don't expect everything made to be for my skin tone. Trust me, like there's plenty for my skin tone. I'll need that. But it's been done. That's my point, is it's been done. Mama Goonie says self-applying makeup is a la Fifth Element. I got a million ideas. I know. Like, you put your face, like almost like, was it Jane Jetson? Jane Jetson, right? Yeah. Where she put her face in like the machine and like she pulls her face out and her makeup's done. Like, that's it. That's it. That's the thing. Rita says, I'm buying lots of single eyeshadows because I like creating my own. Have you tried Sydney Grace? Hashtag not sponsored. I still can't get over those things. They're so good. They're so good. And I think that also, I think we're chasing that joy, you know, like my thing right now is those Sydney Grace eyeshadows. Like, when I use those eyeshadows, it brings me joy. Like, it literally like makes my heart happy. Like, it makes me feel good. And I think that might be what we're chasing in these makeup releases, is something that is going to bring us joy. And like, for a while, like when I got like the Too Faced, the scented palettes, like that scent coming off of them brought me joy. You know, the chocolate scent, the peach scent, all of those things, like it had that olfactory brain connection thing where it brought me joy to open up the palette and smell it. And I still, Judy Jetson, thank you, Natalie. Obviously, I don't know my cartoons. But yeah, I mean, I felt like that I'm kind of chasing that feeling. And it's rare that I get a makeup product that makes me feel that way now, you know? So that's kind of the way that I feel. Jenny K says, I felt that joy when I saw the new Kaleidos palettes. I need to look those up because I haven't seen them. Life with Nanny put pink shimmer in a palette and I want it. I know. What did you get? You saw the Huda Beauty palettes are on sale right now. The pink ones and stuff. Plus you got the discount over at Sephora. Not to encourage you to buy something if you don't already have it. You probably already have it though, I'd imagine. Yeah, Cindy says this is exactly how I feel about Sydney Grace. Their products bring me happiness. And the thing is too, is I feel like with indie brands, like it just makes me happy to, when an indie brand is doing something really good, it makes me really happy. Because I love seeing people follow their dreams and succeed and do well and create something amazing. Speaking of that, I do want to mention the nail polish that that I wore in the Jackie Aina video, because it is an indie brand. They did send me these. This is what it was. This is by Live Love Polish, and it's their Illimite, I don't know, ILLIMITE line. This is the shade Roots. It's from their Frida Kahlo collection. And this is really cool, and I'll show you. This is all of the shades on a swatch wheel. And what you do is you dip this in. When you dip this in hot water, it actually changes colors. So if you are, in the winter time, you can wear these, and if you're out in the cold, your nails will actually change to like an ombre look. They have a whole video on them. I think it's on YouTube. They have a video for Live Love Polish where it shows how it works, and it's really cool. So this is the shade right here. I've got like remnants on my nails right now, but it's super cool. They're neat, and they're cool shades on their own. Some of them are a little less opaque than others, but they're fun, and it's an indie brand, so gotta let you know. So that's Live Love Polish. Susan says, it's a joke, Shane Dawson putting out makeup when he doesn't know anything about it. But to Shane's credit, he's trying. He's trying to learn about makeup. I mean, I don't know if you've seen some of his makeup looks and the progress he's made with applying makeup. I think that he's doing it it seems, well, I can't say I think he's doing it because I don't know his motivation. But, he's supposed to be coming out with a palette with Jeffree Star. He, which I'm assuming is coming. It's going to be a huge moneymaker for both of them. And, there's something to be said for just wanting to do something new and wanting to do something different and learn a new skill. And that's the way that I would like to see it. Maybe that's my bias coming out because I do enjoy Shane's content. Is he perfect? Has he done awful things in the past? Absolutely. But I enjoy the current content he's putting out. I don't know him personally. But it seems to me that he is trying to do something new, learn a new skill. And I think that's cool. So Kelly says, I've been unsubscribing from makeup channels to keep me from wanting more makeup. You're still on the list. I could never unsub for you. Oh, thank you. I'm subbing to minimalist channels. And there are quite a few of them. Hannah Louise Poston, I know, has done really, really well with that. There's quite a few. So, yeah. We do have, by the way, a Facebook group. It's the What's Up in Makeup Panners, if you're interested. If you do, I think it's WUIM Panners. Let me know, Tab, if I've got that wrong. I'm never over there. I'm not a panner, but it is, it's a relatively small group. So if you're interested in that, you can go ahead and check out that Facebook group of our community members. Rebecca says, I hate kale polish folded. Well, we do have Lights Lacquer coming. So I'm hoping that that's coming sooner rather than later. Stephanie says, Shane's definitely trying. I do think he's trying. And I think that when I have trouble with getting over influencer mistakes and people mistakes is when they keep doing the same thing over and over again. When it's not just something that happened 10, 15 years ago. When it's something that happened last year or this year, and it seems to keep happening, whatever it is, the thing is. And, with Shane, I feel like the things that he did that were awful were so long ago that you know, I haven't seen that from him. Whether that's still in him, I don't know, but I haven't seen that from him in a very long time. So I'm more likely to, you know, feel a little better about him and his content. Mama Shauna, how are you feeling about the Lisa Frank thing? I kind of dropped it. We talk about Lisa Frank for a second. Okay, there you go. Tab's got it. Hold on a second, Shauna. So Tab says WUIM panners. We also have the WUIM spoonies, which are people with chronic illness, chronic illness, disabilities, things like that. We also have the WUIM hunters. Those are the people that help contribute to our What's Been Makeup News show. So, yeah, Megan says that's not a mistake then. Yeah, absolutely. It's just part of who you are. Agreed. So Lisa Frank, they had that release where I purchased things and then I never got my stuff. I kind of gave up on it, which I probably should push harder to get my money back on that. I just haven't. I don't think I'm ever going to see it. I don't know what's happening with that. I kind of let it go because I just don't have the energy. And it's sad that I just like threw, I think it was either $70 or $90 just like went down the tubes. Casey, the group of people with disabilities is WUIM Spoonies, SPOONIES, and they're little small groups. They're nice intimate groups. So let's see what else is happening. Okay, I know my mods were probably gonna get that person, but I got somebody anyway. Like, nope. Okay. Lauren says, a feature guest for live chat that could be interesting is that girl Shay. She's the same time zone in New Jersey. Shay is about to get married, so I don't want to bother Shay right now. But once Shay gets married and she comes back and gets settled, then Shay is definitely an option. I absolutely adore that girl Shay. If you've never seen her channel, Shay's channel, she does eye swatches of eyeshadows and lip swatches of lip products, and she will swatch everything, and that's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. Mons, whatever, you can go over and join, and if you consider that you have a disability and you feel like you would fit in with that group, you should go over and check it out. It's you know, but yeah, Shay's amazing. I adore Shay. I love her integrity. That girl, SHAEXO, she's fabulous. Shadow Links, were you able to get Hollow Taco from Simply Nailogical? I didn't try. I was on vacation at the time when that launched, so I did not try to get it. Yep. Roseanne, Jen, do you know what Hogwarts house you're in? I know it's random. I'm pretty Gryffindor. I'm very Gryffindor. I'm very much a fighter. I'm very much a loudmouth when it comes to standing up for what I believe in. And I feel like that's very Gryffindor. I do have a Hufflepuff side, definitely. But yeah, I'm definitely Gryffindor through and through. So I wish I was more Hufflepuff than I am. So Donna says Jessica Brown would be a great interview. I agree. She's amazing. She's such a sweetheart. Kelsey wants me to test Hollow Taco for you. This is the thing, all right? So you see these nail polishes back here? These are the same nail polishes that I had in my house, my old house, like 6 years ago. This is, I can't buy any more polish. I go through my polish not very often, I guess about once every year or two, and throw away the ones that are old. But I'm really not buying any new polish. And honestly, like whenever I've done polish videos on the channel, they really don't do well. That's why I was on Kale Polish PR and I ended up asking them to take me off because the videos just weren't, there wasn't a lot of interest in them. So I stopped doing them. I am on Lights Lacquer PR, so I might try again because I'm excited about that launch, and I may do a video or two and then ask me to take that off that as well. But she's got other stuff going on with that. So we'll see how that goes. But I definitely do not need more polishes in my life because this is the same polishes. It's the same stuff. I'm reading comments so I can see if there is something else you guys want to talk about, because like really, like I didn't really, like there really isn't a whole lot going on in the community. I could show you, I don't think what else I could show you. I'm wearing the Milk Makeup foundation stick right now that I absolutely am loving. I don't usually like foundation sticks because usually they cake up like around my nose. They cake up in my wrinkles up here. Let's just be honest. They're not fine lines. They're wrinkles. They cake up in there. I don't like them. Milk Makeup foundation stick has been very nice for me. I've really been enjoying it. If you like something that's super full coverage, you might not like it. It's more like a medium coverage. You can build it, but it's not like a super full coverage kind of situation. But I've really been enjoying it a lot. That's been one of my favorite things I've been trying recently. Susan says, interview Shane Dawson, #goals. #goals. That's a possibility. He actually shouted me out on Twitter, believe it or not. He was watching, he follows Hannah from Smoky Glow. If you saw my collaboration with Smoky Glow, we did a collab, and she talked about how Shane said her and a few other people were his favorite beauty channels. And then I guess it was last week, he said he was watching the collab that Hannah and I did, and he said he loved us both. So it was like, oh, okay. Hi, Shane. I would love to interview Shane Dawson. I think that would be an amazing interview. And I've had some people ask me, I do want to address this. I've had some people ask me, there were a lot of people that were very upset with me for interviewing Thomas Halbert last week. And I get it. I get it. But this is the thing. All right. The interviews are an extension of my news content. So when you have Nightline or Dateline or, whatever, or those, and they interview people that are in prison for X reason, like, do you cancel that person because they interviewed, someone that's in prison for doing something awful? No, you don't, because it's part of the news content. It's learning about this person as an individual, and Thomas is not someone in prison. Like, he's someone that's made mistakes. And no matter how you feel about it, I felt like he had a story to tell, and he had a chance to tell it. And just because I interview someone, I do happen to like Thomas. I do feel like he is genuinely trying. But just because I interview someone doesn't mean that they're my best friend. This is not a collab situation. It's different. It's different than me, going over someone's house to hang out with them. An interview is an interview is an interview. It's to learn that person's story, to give them an opportunity to tell it, to ask them the questions that people have been asking, that people want to know. That's the point of the interview, not because I'm best friends with that person. And I want to make sure I'm clear about that, because I may interview some people later on that I'm not a fan of. And I just want to make sure you guys get that, because some people were really, really upset with me about interviewing Thomas because they're not a fan of him. But I'm not telling you who to like, who not to like. And I feel like with that, telling me that you are disappointed in me because I like somebody, that kind of, I don't know. I just don't believe in that. I personally don't believe in that. I've got weird pop-ups coming up on my computer. So, if you're not a fan of somebody that I interview and you don't want to watch it, and you don't want to hear their story, that's totally fine. I completely get it. Like, it's totally cool. But allow the people that are enjoying the content to enjoy it, and just skip it. You know what I'm saying? There's no reason to come to my channel and like be really, really mean. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. Because this is something new. Doing live interviews with somebody on YouTube is new. I don't know of anybody else on the platform that's doing that. So I think it's important to kind of navigate and define what it is and what I'm doing with it. And I'm really excited about it. I think it's fun, and I love it. And I hope that a lot of you are loving it too. So Stacy says, at the end of the day, it's your channel and it's our choice what videos we want to watch. There shouldn't be anyone coming at you. And it is your choice what you want to watch. And I get it that some people want to unsubscribe because it's not their bag, or maybe they don't agree with me interviewing people that they don't like. Like, I get it. And that's totally fine. That's your choice. It's totally your choice. But just know that it's not about that. Oh, I see Angelica's here. Angelica would be a great interview too. I'd love to talk to Angelica. I love her. If you do not know Angelica Nyquist, Nyqvist, how to do, check out her YouTube channel. She's amazing. Talk about being a talented makeup artist with bright colors. She's your girl. She's your girl. Okay. Oh, chat's going too fast. Hold on. Hold on. Yeah. Erica says, I think if you have the chance, have the conversation, even if you don't agree with that person's point of view. Absolutely. Absolutely. Steph says, we need Barbara Walters to come back for New Year so she can go, I'm Barbara Walters, and this is 2020. I love you, Steph. You're amazing. So, Casper 2 Y'all says, I have interviews with some other YouTubers. Do you really? Okay, then. My face is being blocked by the mic. I'm trying to talk into the mic so that it sounds good. So would you rather... I don't know. I'm trying to make it sound good. Interview with Nady from Pop Lux will probably happen. I've talked to him about it. That will probably happen. Nady's amazing. He's a trip and a half. He does have some makeup coming out with Pop Lux. Because if you do not know Nady, the reason why he's called Pop Lux is because Pop Lux is his makeup brand. And he, he's got releases coming. And I'm proud to say that I helped him a little bit with it. So I do know some things. And I'm excited for it. And I think you guys should be excited for it too. Kate the Great, she's a trip and a half. She's amazing. We'll have to drink some wine together and hang out. Zaddy Doll says, I need a boom mic. I actually have a boom mic, and I find that it's not as good for this kind of thing. That's what I actually use the boom mic for my regular filming setup. So Liz says, I like the setup. It's newsworthy. Thank you so much. Shauna says, the internet needs to understand you cannot tell people how to live. Would they want us to do the same to them? Yeah, I mean, Banshee Muse, Jen, I don't like the interviews. I just like to hear from you. Okay, fair enough. I'm sorry you don't like them. Heather says you don't need to have your mouth on the mic for it to sound good or shouldn't. Okay, well, I'm learning. So, I've heard that I have to. So... That's kind of been the theme of me using this mic, is that I have to. So maybe I don't. Moly Mole, more Kevin James Bennett. That's definitely a possibility. Absolutely. We might actually have Kevin James Bennett in person at some point, because he does visit this area. So he may come over and hang out. Sensational. I watched the Thomas interview and don't follow him or his drama, but I thought it was more like a political forum where you, the moderator, had to be as unbiased as possible. And that's kind of what I'm trying to do with it. I mean, of course, my own personal personality, my thoughts are going to come into interviews, but it's not going to be... I'm trying to make it about the person. It's not about me, in my opinion, and my thoughts. It's about that person telling the story. So, Sahar says, Jen reminds me of my aunties. I take that as a huge compliment. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Melissa says the mic's perfect. Okay, cool. Jen Gerard, that's definitely a possibility, Shauna. That would be interesting. That would definitely be an interesting interview. Absolutely. Finra says, I want to go have drinks with Kevin. I think it would be ridiculously fun. My husband John and I, we had drinks with Kevin for about 10 hours. Maybe a little longer than that. We hung out. It was very interesting. He's definitely someone that I have learned a lot from since I've been talking to him, and he's taught me a lot about all kinds of things. He's definitely someone that I love to pick his brain. Do I agree with everything that he says and every opinion he has? No, but I love to pick his brain. Absolutely. Oh, Tab. Alicia, I'm closer with Alicia than I am with Jess from J Kissa. I do have contact with Jess from J Kissa. There's all kinds of people. I mean, there's so many people that I could interview that are just really interesting people. So, yeah. And also, this is something that I'd be interested in. You have to let me know whether you think this is interesting. I was thinking about contacting TerraCycle and talking to them about recyclable products and how they recycle different beauty products, and kind of going through, like, I've got a bag of empties that I'm planning on going to sending to TerraCycle. So I think it might be interesting to have someone from TerraCycle talk about recyclable beauty packaging. But I don't know if that would just be interesting to me or if it would be interesting to the community. So you'll have to let me know. So anyway, let's see, what else can we talk about? Okay, so I do want to give you an update. I know I said that these weren't going to be makeup related, but I do want to give a little update on this Milani palette. So I used this palette today on my eyes. This is the Gilded Violet palette. Oh, and I want to let you know, I did make a mistake in my Jackie Aina video. I said that it was the Gilded Ember palette. The Gilded Ember palette is actually orange. The Gilded Rouge palette is the red one that I was talking about that was had a lot of similarities to the Jackie palette, had some similar shades. But I do want to update you on this formula before you go out and buy it. It'll probably end up in a favorites and fails video next month, but I want to tell you now, these shadows are very hit and miss. So for example, this shade here, Seeing Stars, I put that all over my lids, and as soon as I started blending anything over top of it, like, so I put this shade up in my creases, like my brow, like my crease shade, like my transition kind of shade, and then I put this all over my lid, and as soon as I put this in the outer corner, this shade completely blended away. It's terrible. It's absolutely awful. The shades are a little bit like these. This one was patchy, but I could blend it. It was fine. The Very Violet shade was great. I ended up putting Melodrama all over my lid, which was great. I'm still playing with these, but please don't go out and buy these Milani palettes and think that they're going to be as good quality as the ABH palette, because they're just not. I did try to use some of these palettes to get ready for What's Up in Makeup on Sunday, and if you watch the Getting Ready With Me video, it's linked underneath the What's Up in Makeup today. It's also linked on whatsupinmakeup.com, where you can see me fighting with this palette and then one of the other Milani palettes. I think it's the purple one. Just fighting with it, trying to get it to work. So even though there are some beautiful shades in here, they're not the easiest palettes to work with so far. And I do want to let you know, because I don't want anybody running out thinking they're as good a quality as ABH, because they're just not, and it makes me sad. These were sent to me in PR, by the way. Anybody that sends me PR, I hope that they just know that I say the good, the bad, and the ugly. And if I get taken off of Milani PR, I get taken off of Milani PR. I don't think I will, though. Milani seems pretty open with my opinion, because there are some things from Milani that I absolutely love. Like I use this highlighter today. This one's great. This is their highlighter in Strobe Light. That's what I'm wearing today. It's absolutely beautiful. Tab says TerraCycle looks popular. Oh, good. Okay, well, I'm going to go back and read the live chat and see what people say. Alicia from Kinky Sweat, I don't know her. I've heard great things about her, but I don't know her, unfortunately. I could get to know her, though. Could. Susan says, have you checked out the Milani and Trend Mood collab? From what I've heard, it's actually not a collab. It's just a display, kind of promoting Trend Mood. Is what it seems like. You know, it's her face on everything, just talking about how she's Trend Mood. And then they've got all their existing products. I don't think there's actually any new products to go along with it. But I have seen it. We talked about it last week in What's Up in Makeup. So Kylie says, bought that Gilded Rouge palette because I saw it in your video. I hope that you love it, Kylie. It is good for drugstore, but it's not great. Hopefully you can work with it, but it's just, I'm having trouble working with it, but I am not a makeup artist. So if you're more talented than I, you may have a better shot at it. So I hope that you love it. I hope that you didn't end up wasting your money on it. I would feel really sad if you did. So Lisa says, please find a way to interview a lady from Beauty News. I don't think that'll ever happen. That's never going to happen. It's never going to happen. We are not on the same page with things. Not a fan. Not a fan. We'll just say that. They're not a fan of me. I'm not a fan of them. And that's just the way that is. That'll never happen. So, yeah, that's a thing. There aren't very many people that I say I'm not a fan of on this platform. So, BH palettes. Rachel says, how are the BH palettes? I got the BH Gemini palette because I'm a Gemini. So, I got the Gemini palette. It's fine. Definitely not intense in pigmentation, the one that I got. You know, it's fine. If you like the colors and you like a lighter pigmentation, you may enjoy them. But I'm not great. I'm not real happy with that purchase. Just say that. I wish that it was a little more oomphy. And is there some tea with the beauty news ladies? I don't know. Any conflict that we had was years ago. When they first launched, they called me the Snippy News Channel, which I didn't particularly like very much. I talked to them privately. Everything was fine for a while. And then I think it was when I put out the video about Jaclyn Hill and critiqued her video. Kat said some really mean things about me. And Haley nodded her head. And I tried to talk to them about it. And I told them I didn't appreciate it. And, they were just really mean about it. It's okay for people to not like the choices that I make. But to be mean, they're really mean. Like, she was mean about it. So that was a thing. So, and I still stand by that video. I watched it not that long ago. I think it's a good video. I think that now that things are coming to light about Jaclyn and who she is as a person, I think watching that video in retrospect is really interesting. And I think if that video came out today, I don't think it would have gotten as much backlash as it did. Was it flippant? Yes. Was it probably not the best choice? Yes. But it was true. And it wasn't even mean. It was like, I think this could be better. I think this is really good. I think this could be a little bit better. So, yeah. But that was, my conflict with beauty news was a very long time ago. I was trying to because we have very different styles of makeup news. And I think that, based on when they started their channel, they've always seen me as like a competition thing, even though they're doing way better than I am as far as views go, subscribers go. They're doing fantastic compared to me. I think they've always seen it as like a competition thing, but I've never seen it that way because our content is so incredibly different. So, but when you're mean and you show yourself to be just mean, like Kat did, no, done. But you have to, I'm not asking anybody to unsubscribe from them. I'm not telling you should feel like you do you. Like, if you want to be subscribed to them, if you like them, please stay subscribed to them. Please watch their videos. Then people are, Megan's like, wow, I'm shocked. I feel like I need to unsubscribe from beauty news. Please don't. If you like their content, please don't unsubscribe. It's just my personal thing. I don't want people to give them a hard time. I don't want people to, this was years ago. This was like 2 years ago. So it's really not, it's not really a big deal anymore. It's not something I think about often. So, it is the way it is. I'm not stressed over it. And please don't feel like you have to pick one or the other. It's not a team thing. You can be subscribed to both of us and it's totally cool. Or just be subscribed to them, or you do you. It's totally okay. All right, let's change the subject. Mons wants to know if I'm going to buy the Too Faced Palm Springs palette. No, I'm not. I think I'm just going to leave it. I did not get it in PR. Too Faced has been really slow with the PR lately. I don't know what's going on as far as... I don't know what's happening, but I'm getting the Too Faced PR way later than when it releases. So if they do send it, it'll probably be pretty late. So and also it's not really interesting to me. So I don't know. Cora says, if something happened 2 years ago, why bring it up? Because someone asked. That's why. Because when someone asks me a question, I like to be honest. That's why. Nikki says, talk about Dove. Oh my gosh. If you watch What's Up in Makeup today, I seriously, like when I was reading that piece, I almost teared up. So there have been a lot of incidents where girls and boys, black girls and black boys, have been sent home from school because of their hair. And it makes me emotional. Like, honestly, it makes me emotional because it just breaks my heart that a school would do that to a child. Can you imagine going to your first day of school being so excited and then getting pulled into the principal's office because of your hair and being sent home on the first day of school? breaks my heart. So Dove is partnering with, is it the Crown Coalition? The Crown, I'm trying to remember exactly what it's called. I don't have it on this computer, but it's in What's Up in Makeup. So they're trying to pass laws around the country that make it illegal to discriminate against people because of their hair. And it just, I signed the petition. There's a petition you can sign on their website. It's linked under What's Up in Makeup. You can sign the petition, and I strongly suggest you sign it. It is, it's such a beautiful thing to have people pull together on something like that, because something like that should never exist. That law should not have to exist. It shouldn't have to, but it does, and it makes me really sad that it has to exist. But because it has to exist, you know, any support you can give for that is amazing. So yeah, there's a couple of photos. There was the one boy with the wrestling, that he had to cut his hair for wrestling. There's the girl who got sent home because of her braids. Just last week, there was a boy that he had an M drawn into his hair, and they actually took a marker and colored the M into his hair to try to mask where he had the M cut into his hair. Just, I can't even imagine. I can't. And being a parent of one of those kids, I would have, to quote my daughter, I would have raged. If someone did that to my kid, I would have gone into that school and they would have had to pull me in a room, because I would, oh my gosh, I would have freaked out. Like, if those parents went in there calmly, I give them credit for being calm, because I would have freaked. So yeah, so awesome of Dove to be a part of it. And yeah, there's a link under What's Up in Makeup. I got like tears in my eyes. There's a link under What's Up in Makeup to sign the petition to bring that law to more states. So I think that it's been passed in California and New York, and they're trying to pass it in New Jersey right now. Yeah. So, and it's also happened. Lauren says, I'm okay with that as long as it's school and not a workplace situation. I feel like you should not be discriminated against in any situation for your hair, period. I don't care what you do for a living. I don't care if you're a doctor, a lawyer, or whatever. You should be allowed to wear your hair any way you want. That's my opinion. If you disagree with me, that's totally fine. But that's my opinion. And especially, you know, if something is close to your heart, like if it's a cultural thing and it's close to your heart, like that makes it even more important to me. So yeah, it's sad. It all says, except when a black parent rages and they get banned from the school. I wish you weren't right. I wish you weren't right. Yeah, there's some things in here that people are commenting on. I'm not ignoring you. I just don't know enough about it to talk about it. So I'm not going to mention it just because I don't know enough to talk about it. So, yeah. So that's how I feel. Are we doing a puppy time? Should we do puppy time? Oh my gosh, we're an hour and 2 minutes in. I didn't even realize we were out of time. How did that even happen? Mm-hmm. Come here, baby. She's getting a little used to the lights. I think I got her. She's getting a little used to the lights. Is it nap time? No, not yet. She's good. Hi, baby. How are you, my angel girl? She's doing really, really well. She's getting along with Sam really well. She is 4.5 months at this point. 4 months, a little over 4 months old. And she is just the sweetest little angel baby. She has about 2 or 3 accidents. She's had, how many accidents does she have? She doesn't have a whole lot of accidents. She's doing really, really well with that. She's doing well with her crate, you know, overnight. We get her up, you know, I get her up to pee at 4 and John at midnight, and John gets her up around 4 so that she can go outside. And she's just the most sweetest little angel baby in the whole wide world. I've always wanted a King Charles Spaniel. Like, not always, but for a very long time I've wanted one. And we met her and fell in love with her. So she's just amazing. Her name is Haley, if you did not hear. We named her Haley, and she's so good with our other dog. The cat, we do have a cat, and he's kind of a butthead. They're kind of figuring each other out right now. My cat actually went up to her face and went like this. Like, it wasn't like he was trying to bite her. I think he just wanted to see if he could eat her. I don't really know what that was, but of course I separated them once I realized he was doing that. But they're trying to figure each other out. We'll see. Once she gets a little, she's smaller than him right now. So once she gets a little bigger, I think that things will be better with her. But yeah, she's just the sweetest little angel baby in the world. So yeah. I should probably pop off here. Makes me sad. Because I like hanging out with you guys. But we'll be back next week. I'm hoping to have an interview for you next week. I'm working on that. I want to see what you guys think about the TerraCycle thing, because I'm thinking about contacting them about that. I do have some other people that I can contact for live chat. So kind of think about it. It's probably going to be a 5 p.m. chat next week. That's what we'll plan on. If for some reason, I can't get somebody on, I will let you know on what at the end of What's Up in Makeup. It'll be there. It'll be in the video description. It'll also be at the very end of the video. So thank you all so much for being here. I appreciate you. Definitely leave your thoughts about any of the topics we talked about down in the comments down below. And mad love to you. And I will see you in a video very, very soon. Bye.